Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
I should have started recording.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, man.
See, when you see the stars in the star constellation, it's right there. It's right there in front of you.
Shut the fuck up! Good to see you, big dog. How you doing?
You too, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, bro. Did you get you to fix the truck? What the fuck, dude?
Oh man, bro. Yeah, it's in the process of being fixed, but fuck, bro, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad no one got hurt, bro.
Yeah, that's all I'm glad about too. It was in a really not a busy area where I mean, it was. If it would have happened 5 minutes later, it would have been real bad, bro. It would have been.
Oh, yeah.
I probably would have hit people walking on the sidewalk and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I would have been losing my whole business. So, yeah.
Oh, they would have came at you like a wrecking ball with all the lawsuits, bro.
100%, bro. Then they would have found out I was a Trump supporter on top of it. Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh no, man. God was with you that day, bro.
Forget
But
it, bro.
we have something else we got, guys. Testicles 1 and 2. Testicles. Yo. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Trebles Garcia. And I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today, and I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing that you can do for the show is word of mouth. Check us out at paranoidradio.com, paranoidradio.com. Do not forget that if you drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify today, that will allow other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Why am I going so fast? Because first of all, I drank 2 cups of coffee. Third of all, that shit kicks like a fucking donkey. And then third, we have an amazing episode lined up for all of you guys. And I say that all the time because this is the best show with the best content for the best fucking listeners. Now, let's deposit this into the bank of knowledge. Please allow me to drop. Please allow me to introduce. And please allow me to jump in from the deep into the pool and set the fucking mood. Coming back to the stage after 2-week hiatus, after he almost destroyed his food truck and had a lot of issues, he's here today to drop bombs of knowledge deep within the Empire State. We have my deep state correspondent, Patriot Father, business owner, Flashy_News1. What's up, big dog?
That's right, fellas. How we doing, everybody? Good to see you, brother.
You look good, dog. You look good. I love you
Glad
when
to be
say like
back.
you're sick. I'm glad you're back too, dog. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh,
Yeah, man.
man.
I feel like it's been longer than 2 weeks for some reason.
This is Operation Freedom. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yo, guys, we dropped an episode last night called Operation Red Pill. You guys gotta go look. That was probably the most intellectual, smart conversation I've ever had with any podcaster. And I'm not shaming anybody out there, but these guys are not just opinionated. They're well-spoken, and they're really polished up. Guys, you guys gotta go. Mad shout-outs to those guys, bro. But beyond that, the most important thing that we could do for right now is focus on the topics. You have a lot of situations, a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and a lot of events happening around the world. But most importantly, here at home, you will be speaking on today. Let me pull out my notes. Big dog. That Kamala Fox bomb news. Wait.
Yeah, let's get right into that because that's like the freshest shit off the presses, bro. I mean, oh my god.
What
First of all,
happened, big dog?
the only reason why she went on Fox News is because the internal polling numbers must be just absolutely horrible. She must be down. I mean, for her to go on Fox News, because if we're to believe the polls that they're showing us, these polls have pretty much been the same the whole time. 2 points there, 2 points here. She's up 2. So for her to make a drastic change, all of a sudden going on all these podcasts, what happened to playing it cool? What happened to going in the basement? What happened to
playing it safe?
Right. But if the polls were true, then there should be no change in her strategy because she was winning a couple points here, maybe a couple points down. So that just means the polls are really fake, and she's down she's probably down as much as the betting markets have her down. The betting markets have her at a 38 now. That's Trump is almost up 15 points in the betting markets. Now that's people putting their money where their mouth is, not just answering a poller person saying, hey, how they feel about a poll. No. This is people actually saying, listen, this dude's going to win because of policy. This dude's going to win because of what they're seeing in the news and all these other factors that are taking place, right? So that's how you know they're panicking. This is real panic now. We've been talking about all these different levels of panic. They are 10 out of 10 panic. for this woman to go on Fox News.
Oh yeah.
It just had to have been hard. Like, this is what you do when it's like a Hail Mary. Like, you can't get any worse. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what you do, you can't get worse. Because these people are so calculated. If you think about how these people operate, these globalists, these communists, they do this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to make a bad move or a wrong move. This is just pure desperation. Obviously, it was the wrong move. Look what happened. She fucking couldn't even put. I mean, it was terrible. And then they knew that.
Yo, the bear though, he came at her like a spider monkey.
We got to give him his respect. You got to give him his respect because he also gave Trump a lot of tough interviews, right? And a lot of people felt that he was just anti-Trump.
I love that. That's what I'm saying, baby.
And listen, that's all we want is fairness. If you're going to be tough to Trump, then be tough to Kamala. That's all. Yes. We're not saying don't be tough on Trump. We're not saying you can't say this about Trump or you can't be mean to him or you can't. No. We just talk about the unfairness of it all, the one-sidedness of it all. How every mistake goes against Donald Trump and for the Democrats. How every miscalculation goes for them and against us. We just want a fair. And you know what? Their biggest threat to these people is a level playing field. That is their biggest threat. That's why they lost their minds when they lost X Twitter to Elon Musk, because that was their battlefield where they really shaped the narrative, where they really used the fact checkers and the demonetizations and all the shadow banning and all. And they were able to do it, bro. They had people thinking that Trump was a Russian spy. They did all of the stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, bro, like that's that.
It's all good. It's all good. Good. Filling the air here. Guys, don't forget to check them out at Flashy_News1. We lost connection right now as the tech gods have been attacking us left and right. Again, Flashy_News1. And he's back. He's back now. Flash, you didn't have the introduction to tell people where you're from and where they can find you, but I did that on the drop right now. Do not worry. So what happened?
So, I got a phone call, so now I know not to even end it. I just got to let it rock. Anyway, so this is the desperation, right? And this is because this is what happens when they go on a level playing field. Like, everyone wants to talk about how Fox News is all right wing and this. Actually, not that I'm a Fox News fan, but they're actually pretty in the middle, bro. They have a lot of Democrats on. They have a lot of opposing views. Not if you go on CNN, they're trying to get like that now. But like, 8 years later, 8 years too late. So she went on there. Brett fucking Bear ripped her ass up, and it wasn't even like he was like being mean to her or anything. He was just being what a normal person would do in that, and an interviewer would do in that, a journalist, anybody in that position, actually pushing her to answer the questions that were asked, actually pushing her on policy decisions, actually pushing her on all of these things. And you could tell that they just polished Kamala up with these talking points. They told her to go in there and say this, say that. But the funniest shit is that the things that were happening behind the scenes. So Brett Baer said, as soon as he was done, he's like, first of all, it was supposed to start at 5 p.m. He said, right? And it was supposed to go 45 minutes. That would give them 15 minutes to cut it, edit it, and then put it out there for 6 p.m. news, right?
Word.
The plan. So first thing happened, Kamala was 15 minutes late. So that already 15 minutes into the interview, right? So this is Kamala's people knowing what they're doing. They're trying to limit what she's saying. They're trying to limit the conversation as much as possible. But now they can just at least say, oh, well, she did go on Fox News. Now that's all they want to be able to say is that.
That's her talking point. Yeah.
So he said that not only was she late, but as soon as she started answering questions, her handlers in the background started telling them to wrap it up. This is Brett Baer telling the story. He's like, they were telling me to wrap it up. As soon as she started talking, they were trying to wrap this shit up already, bro. They were trying to end the interview as soon as it started because she was because it was just fucking that bad, right? I mean, this is what happens when these people get put in the spotlight, though.
All right.
When they actually get challenged.
I love that. And what you said is fairness. Just be just. We just want to see the same energy you apply to Donald Trump applied to Kamala Harris. That's all we want. We want the same energy. Keep that same energy. If you cannot sound biased because there's a lot of people that you're confusing out here. As a matter of fact, at work here, we have TVs going on at the store, and sometimes I'm walking by. Every single time I pass by, and every single time there's a campaign commercial, it's only a blue commercial. And why? It's because that network is spot off. So you gotta come on, boys. You guys are networking. You guys are pushing information out to the people. You guys gotta be non-biased. You gotta be. If you're gonna show one blue, you gotta show one red. You can't be doing that shit. Anyway, however,
who made this legal was Barack Obama. Signed a law in 2012 that made propaganda in the media legal. Before that, it wasn't even legal to do it. So this is what Barack Obama brought to us, along with DEI, along with fucking Black Lives Matter, and along with ISIS. You got that man to thank for it.
And now something I gotta thank God for is $450 million returned. What? Hit
Listen,
me.
I got to take a victory lap because I sat here and said that fine, even before people were saying it, even Alex Jones was all saying he's fucked, he's going to lose his properties, they're going to take Mar-a-Lago from him. Remember all the shit that was talking? I was the calm in the storm. We both were. So listen, this isn't going to happen like that, bro. We have a system of justice, and that's why we have checks and balances. You might get one bad judge, but it's going to be a lot harder to get 5 bad judges at the appellate division at where he went there, and then he took it to the New York Supreme Court. And bro, these judges wiped the floor with the prosecution, with Letitia James. Remember, so this case was where she's saying that he lied about Mar-a-Lago being $180 million, whatever, and that he lied on all of his financial statements in order to get loans from these banks, right? That was the argument of Letitia James and the New York Southern District Court, right? That's what they were saying Trump did. We all knew it was ridiculous, but listen, these people have a lot of power. So they fined him the $450 million. Remember, he was scrambling to get the money. They lowered it actually from $700 million to $450. He actually got the money, put it up, and we all said, listen, he's going to get that money back. So they went in front of the judges. There's a 5-panel Supreme Court judge in New York, right? So literally and there's a liberal judge. I mean, they're all Democrats, right? They're all appointed Democrats at there, but they do still, they are judges though. They're not going to make it. This case was so ridiculous, bro, that people don't even want to put their names on it because you know what I mean. Like if you could do this to Donald Trump, you could do this to anybody. People are going to start leaving New York City. All of these companies, all these real estate companies. So these judges literally shat on the prosecution. They were like, "Whoa! Has there ever been another time where a government interjected itself into a private citizen's accounting, right, with a private bank, when it even says on the disclaimer, the bank, it's up to you to go do your due diligence to make sure that the person isn't lying that wants the loan, right? And even the bank testified in the earlier court case that they were like, listen, we know that Trump was lying a little bit. They all do that. They all inflate their value of their property.
How do you think they become millionaires? They lie a little bit too.
They were like, listen, this wasn't the first time that they worked with Trump. They've actually given him loans before that, and he paid them back with interest. So
that's why they allowed the lie. Yeah, I mean, fuck, dude.
They gave it to him because they trusted him as a businessman. And what happened? He paid them back with interest. There was no victim in this case. Nobody lost money. Nobody got hurt, especially the citizens of New York, which would be the reason why the New York district attorney would bring a case, would be to protect the citizens, right? Nobody protecting a private bank. Like, this shit is so crazy, bro. So at the end of the whole thing, they were like, listen, the prosecution got up and gave this like final close. They were so defeated after what the judges were saying. They were saying pretty much everything I said, that they were just picking it all apart, how ridiculous it all was. At the end of it, they pretty much were begging not to be sanctioned by the court. That's what they were actually, and they're like, listen, I'm so
what a
sorry.
Full 360
we didn't
reverse.
know. We didn't, it wasn't really our fault. We're just doing our job. What a 180, bro. I mean, it was pretty glorious to watch that whole. And you're not even hearing anything about it on the news. The news isn't even talking about. All you heard was about this fucking fine and about how Trump is fucked. Now they gave all his money back.
Yeah, and what happened? Nobody's mentioning it. You know what's funny? I've seen some people try to cover that up or say, "Well, that's not the only thing he's fucked up on." Have you seen who goes broke with casinos? Who goes bankrupt? I was like, dog. Like first of all, the people that are posting all these things up, I'm gonna say something. I gotta defend that he has been bankrupt more than 8 times. It doesn't matter. He's not into casino business. He's into land grabs. He's into real estate.
He's a real estate, right?
He's a real estate guy. How do you think McDonald's is McDonald's worldwide?
Right. Exactly.
Because they're into real estate. And he used the same tax breaks and the same bankruptcy fucking legal laws on a federal level that every other famous star politician has used in the past.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up. You have the same rights. Get out, bro.
And what it comes down to is that does his personal shit ever affect you in your life? What was Donald Trump, what he was doing, whenever he went bankrupt, did it affect your family and your family's future? Absolutely not. These motherfuckers who've been in government for 50 years, taking a taxpayer fucking salary, who have been making bad business decisions about our country, putting us $34 trillion in debt, starting numerous wars that killed innocent people, that killed American soldiers. That's the bad business decisions that y'all made. Trump made a couple bets because, listen, real estate, your shit could be worth $10 million one day, and then something happens in the neighborhood, that shit depletes to $5 million. You just lost $5 million right there, boom.
Word.
But you know what? At least Trump tried to put his name on something. He actually built New York City fucking skyscrapers, actually built them from the ground up, put his name on it, hired thousands of people, gave money to black
What
communities.
about all the jobs? All the jobs
that he created, bro.
Yes,
And that's what I'm saying. And look what he did on 9/11. He sent his own people down there. He was walking amongst the people. Bro, you can't tell me that there's
and jobs to Asians, jobs to white folks,
blacks,
to blacks, to Latinos. Hey, dude, no, he didn't give a fuck. He would hire anybody that was eligible and can perform the job, regardless of your race, color, or creed.
Bro, and people don't understand that he actually gave loans to young black entrepreneurs
and never asked for it back.
In the 90s and the 80s. And when they came to pay him back, he ripped up the fucking check and said, "You gave me what I wanted, which was you to succeed." People forget that he gave unlimited funding to historically black community and colleges, right, and universities, right? Because they were coming back every time begging for more money, and he was like, "You guys have to come here every year." And he was like, "This is degrading." He's like, "Fuck that! I'm going to give you guys 10 years, fully funded, giving you more money than you asked for." That's a racist. Damn, all right, damn. One of the worst racists ever to be fucking born.
Talk about the most important highlights that the mainstream media is not telling you about. I remember, keep that same energy. Touchdown, Timmy. What's going down?
Everyone thought that Tim Walz, we're talking about Tim Walz now, right? The current governor of Minnesota, and the wannabe vice president of Kamala Harris. Now, everyone thought he got this nickname, Touchdown Timmy, because he was the coach of the football team. Come to find out, it's touch down there, Timmy. That's what the kids called him, because he used to touch kids in inappropriate places down there. Touch down, Timmy. That's what it came from. It's not because he was a football coach. It's because he was molesting kids. Now, this whole story is about to blow up, right? So now the kid that actually said that this happened to him, right? So this was back in the 90s. Kid was 14 years old. The story goes. Right?
Yo, touchdown
Timmy, bro. It wasn't about football, bro. It was about That's like Chester the molester. You know, you call a guy Chester the molester. It's the same shit, right?
Fuck.
So this whole story broke open because there's a guy. He's a guy now. He's an adult. You know, he was 14 back when. So Tim Walz was a assistant football coach at a high school back in the day, right? And so one of these kids now are coming forward with documents, facts, all this stuff, saying that back in the day when he was 14 years old, Timmy would mentor him, quote unquote, mentor him, right? The kid didn't have parents. I think his dad died or something. His mom was an alcoholic, so he was like, you know, in and out of homes and stuff. And Touchdown Timmy got a liking to him, and he took him to concerts one-on-one with a 14-year-old. Tim Walz was taking this kid to go-go concerts and Indigo Girls, like famously gay, groups, right? That gay people like. Then he took him to a gay bar, right? And at the time, the 14-year-old didn't really understand what it was because he didn't know that even a gay bar even existed, right? He just thought it was cool. He was hanging out, right? Then come to find out, he said that he drank a couple sodas at this gay bar and then he got really sleepy, right? Then a couple hours later, he wakes up in a parking lot. Touchdown Timmy's giving him a blowjob. Touchdown Timmy is blowing this 14-year-old kid in a parking lot. That's how this kid woke up to, right? And now the kid at the time, he was like, he appreciated the attention. He just thought he was gay. He didn't think there was anything wrong with it, right? Now, he's not the only one either. This kid said it happened to a bunch of kids. And actually, this is why Tim Walz lost his job at the high school. And all of his shit is sealed. All of his information is sealed from a court. Now, why would you be sealing your past if you don't have anything to hide, right? So now nobody actually knew who this kid was. Now that guy who's accusing Tim Walz, he actually came out and did a reel on video, showed his face, showed who he was, right? I sent it to you, actually. For those that he's a black kid, whatever. He's a man now. And he just says, listen, this is what happened. I have the proof. Why would I lie? All these things, right? So now the media is going to try to do its best to ignore the story, but aren't we supposed to believe?
Especially if it's sealed. I mean, remember what we said.
What happens to the Me Too movement? Aren't we supposed to believe all of these people, right? Or we only believe them when they fucking say Trump did it, right?
And
that's the only time.
That same energy. I'm telling you. That should have been the name of the show, dog.
For real, bro. That's a good one.
Oh, fuck. All right, big dog. We got more. So, touchdown Timmy. And now we have Harris versus Biden. This is a different one.
This is being very underreported, bro. So there's a lot of turmoil going on in the White House right now. I mean, just imagine being Joe Biden, getting kicked out of your fucking dream job that you wanted to be win re-election for your
Forever.
legacy,
He wanted to be president forever.
right?
Yeah.
This is your legacy. Like, your legacy was destroyed by these people. So now, I mean, they still have to commingle. They still have to work together. She's still the vice president. He's still the president, right? But there's actually a power struggle going on because Kamala Harris wants to seem more presidential. She wants to look more president. She wants to do more of the things that the president is doing. And Biden's like, yo, look, bitch, I'm the fucking president. Who do you think you are? You're not even the president yet. You know, so there's these little things that have been happening. So it started with when Kamala Harris a couple weeks ago was giving this big speech in Michigan. It's like an economic speech. Everyone was going to cover it live, right? CNN, MSNBC, all this stuff. Then all of a sudden, right when she's about to go on, Joe Biden, for the first time in 3 years, decides to do a press conference. What the fuck? We haven't seen this guy sit in front of fucking actual reporters and take questions his entire presidency. All of a sudden, he picks the day to do it where Kamala Harris is supposed to give this big speech. So he took the fucking luster right out of her. So the news was forced to cover Joe Biden because this was the craziest event, him actually talking to the media.
He's technically still the fucking president,
and he's still the president, right? So he's pretty much, he's like swinging his balls around a little bit. You know, like, this is my house still, bitch.
Yeah.
Right? So then the second thing happened. So they were, this is about the hurricane stuff, right? So the hurricane hit, whatever. Then she was trying to say that, I called Ron DeSantis and he ignored me and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's playing politics. And Ron DeSantis was like, bitch, who are you? You're the vice president. Like, you're not in the chain of command. Like, I don't need to talk to you about anything. I talked to Biden, the president, and we had a great conversation. So then the media asked Biden about this, thinking that Biden would take Kamala aside and be like, oh, DeSantis is an asshole. Bro, he said DeSantis is doing a great job. Me and DeSantis talk all the time. He's got everything he wants. Imagine Biden saying about Ron DeSantis that he's doing a great job when his vice president, her best friend, right, she said he's doing a horrible job. That's spitting in her face, essentially, right? That's equivalent to spitting in her face. Then a couple days later, another thing happened, right? So they're sitting at the round table talking about the hurricane. She jumps in from Zoom on a Zoom call, and President Biden is talking to everybody about the thing. And so everyone's like, okay, Kamala wants to talk now. She's like, she can wait. And then he keeps talking. And then Kamala tries to interject, and he's like, you can wait. I'm speaking. Like, bro, one of those, like, bitch, wait. I'm the president. So this is all going on behind the scenes right now.
Wait.
Bro, it's getting crazy,
if you have that video, send me that video. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not a sexist. And I don't, and by all means, women have a role in life. And I'm not saying, if she was a better leader, a better speaker, shit, you know, fuck it, give her a shot. If she wasn't a Democrat, fuck it, give her a shot. She was a liberal, whatever. But dude, if Joe Biden, if you show me that video, that's one of them. That's a point of respect after all the disrespect I've ever said shit about.
For real, bro.
For real. Second, if this mother trucker comes over here and endorses can he endorse Trump? Can he do this?
He had the Trump hat on too a couple weeks ago.
Remember? Yeah, no, but that was the thing. He was just so old. He didn't even see.
I mean, he's been throwing hits, bro. I mean, at this point, the best decision he could make would say, Trump 24, please pardon me. Once you get in the White House, please don't fucking send me to jail for treason. That would be a smart move.
Whoa, men stay together, homies over bitches, like boys over girls, whatever it is. I'm not trying to be a sexist here, but if this guy endorses the Republican Party in any way, in a public show, bro, I will freaking give it down and I'll give him a point of respect. I swear to God, because that alone telling her to shut up, it's like, yo,
that's enough for me, bro. I mean, that's
your boy, that's your girl, though. That's your VP, and you told her, like, yo, shut up, hold the fuck up,
right, bro, and like pretty much embarrassed her whole shit because she's been trying to politicize herself, trying to interject herself into the hurricane just to look good. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not doing that over here, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's people's lives that we're dealing with. We still got some time here, bro. Okay, November 5th to January 20th. It's going to be the most dangerous time in American history. Let me know what's going on.
So let's just talk about a scenario here, right? So November 5th rolls around. Now, listen, November 5th isn't election day. November 5th is the last day you can vote in the election. Right now, our election system has completely changed now. So I know some people are waiting to vote in person. That's fine. If you can vote early, bank your vote, right? Anyway, so let's just say November 5th comes around. Trump wins in a landslide. Boom, that's it. Now, we have from November 5th to January 20th, these people are still in power. The wars that are happening are still happening. All of these things geopolitically are still taking place. So now it can go one or two ways. Either these people that are waging these wars will get the hint that Trump is coming back and they should probably stop the shit right now before he gets in and starts dropping hammers.
Word.
Or they're going to accelerate it all and burn it the fuck down before he takes office, right? Which is
Do you think it's going to be from within or from outside in?
I mean, it's going to be both. You know what I mean? Because you got Iran. Iran doesn't want to see Trump as president because Trump put sanctions on Iran to the point where it cratered their economy, to the point where the people of Iran were going to start putting pressure that they wanted a regime change. That's what we want to do, right? We don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. That's it. That's all. We want them to be great. We want them to do great, but you can't have a nuclear weapon. So if we continue to put the pressure on that Trump did, they wouldn't have, and they would have came in, they would have made a deal, right? But instead, Trump was a stolen election from him. As soon as Biden got in, they took all the sanctions off, right? So now, if you're Iran, you see that Trump's coming back, you're not going to be happy about that, right? So they may accelerate all what they're going to do. Now, the enemy within, we got these 20 million illegals, right? A lot of them parts of gangs and Venezuelan gangs and all this shit. They're not going to want to see Trump as president, right? And then you have the people that are actually in power that are holding the levers of power right now. They don't want to see Trump as president. So we're looking at a scenario where, it's people want to talk about a civil war. I don't think it's going to be like with the actual people. It's going to be the system versus the freedom fighters, right? Operation Freedom. This is where we're at, right? This is the operation we're running. They're running the operation totalitarian control, right? And they're going to lose, right? And I've never been more confident than I am right now that Trump is going to win the election. I'm just scared of what's going to happen from November to January. Literally everything, bro. Whatever you think is bad now, times it by fucking 10.
Holy fuck. And we've seen some very heavy things happening around the world and here at home. We've seen, I think there was, and I'm just trying to inject this here real quick. I think it was the news. I think you posted it. The landlord of an apartment complex in Colorado now didn't only get hurt and physically jumped, but they're now trying to take 50% of all the income of the rent, or they're going to take over. They're going to lose the building. And this is happening in Colorado. And also some coincidentally, there's in Colorado, there's a large population of Venezuelans, bro. So I believe me, there's some shit cracking down in different states.
Yeah, and this is why Trump's not afraid to use the military. He already said, I'm going to use the military to get control of these cities and of these places, sanctuary cities. You're going to send the military in there. So it's going to get crazy. I mean, that's absolutely for sure.
Third assassination attempt. What's going on, dude?
So the story came out really quick that there was a guy that was caught with a gun outside of Coachella in California, and they quickly wanted to label it the third assassination attempt. Come to find out, the guy named is Ben Miller. He's actually a Trump supporter. He's actually a supporter of the movement. General Flynn, and all these people, he's in with them. He was actually invited to the rally. A special invitee from the Nevada GOP invited him specially, and he was carrying a weapon because he's concealed carry. He's allowed to carry one. So this was not an assassination attempt. I just wanted to clear that up. That's why I wanted to make this a point. It was the media creating something because they knew this guy was a Trump supporter, so they wanted to try to make it seem like a Trump supporter was actually trying to kill Trump. That that people hate Trump so much, even his own supporters are trying.
And the only way they get ratings up is by you mentioning Trump's name. Come on, bro.
Exactly, bro. If Trump and assassination in the same, you're going to get the clicks. It was all bullshit. The guy is a patriot. He's not an assassin.
Starlink. What's going on? Hit us with the last point.
This is a big one, bro. So now everyone wants to know what's different about this election. What has changed? Why are they not? Why am I so confident they're not going to be able to steal it? Other than the fact that we're not having mass mail-in voting anymore, that was really the way they stole it. If you look down at the breakdown of where each vote went, Biden won 98% of the mail-in voting. It was some ridiculous amount because they've flooded the system with fake ballots, right? Now, that isn't happening right now. If you already look at the people that voted early by mail, it's 75% less than it was in 2020. So that's another reason why they're panicking. They can't run that same PSYOP, right? Now, with the tabulators and the machines, right? Now, this is where I think Elon Musk comes into play because Elon Musk has been stating very clearly that everything is on the line in this election. If Donald Trump does not get in the White House, humanity will fall. This country will fall. That's him saying this. Now, Elon Musk has dedicated his whole life to fighting for humanity. Look at all the things he's done with his car company. He's trying to get us to Mars. You can say what you want about him and conspiracy theories. That's fine. But what we can prove right now is that the guy is for good, right? The guy he sees what's happening to our country. Now, he might have his own long-term goals that are greedy and all that, and that's fine. Yeah, okay, cool. But for this moment right now in this fight, he knows what's on the line, right? Because if the other side gets in, he's fucked too. They're gonna fucking come after him.
And,
you know what I mean? So,
and we're fucked too, because we're also consuming this shit that's pushing out.
100%. So and Elon Musk, he's a survivalist. He's going to put himself first, and by doing that, that means America has to win. So I'm confident that he knows it so bad that listen. The guy's a genius. He has thousands of fucking satellites running around the whole world at all the times, right? You can't tell me that those satellites can't pick up data very easily to program to do that. Right now, if the election's going down, a satellite could pick up the data of switched votes, right? They could absolutely be watching that, be snapshotting
Holy shit.
all of that. So I firmly believe that Elon Musk has interjected himself so much into this race that he is pretty much the trump card at this point, right? He is really, he knows exactly how they stole it the first time. He's hip to all this shit, and he has the technology to actually catch these people red-handed. So if they're going to try to steal it, I think they're going to get caught with Starlink.
And hopefully, once Trump gets into office, he can use Starlink to start liberating some of the kids that are lost and finding these people that are trafficking kids on a larger scale.
Bro.
On a larger scale. And Operation Freedom does not end there. Once he goes into the Oval Office, it takes the second phase of Operation Freedom.
That really starts.
Yep. And now, Flash, let them know where they can find you, big dog.
Yeah, brother. Over on Instagram, still crazy restricted shadow banned, like never before. Flashy_news1, and over on True Social, Flashy_true. So let's get it, man.
They're gonna lift that shit, and if they're not lifting it, we're gonna be posting you. And every single video that you send me goes viral on mine, but we tag you at all times. So it's always good to have that connection, big dog. Keep them coming. Do not stop the fight. You got here, and this is it, bro. This is the line of scrimmage here, bro. This is where we get to the main part, the main fight. Baby. Yeah, this is it. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to check him out. Flash from Flashy_news1 on Instagram. If you can't find him on Instagram because he is shadow banned, you could also go to my link in bio on Paranoid Radio, or go to paranoidradio.com, and he's under the hosts, under the special guests and links. Ladies and gentlemen, check us out at paranoidradio.com. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it.
Yeah, baby.
Yo, that was fucking bad.
Paranoid Radio.